My name is Andrew Cribb and I am a tax intern here at PKF Texas. As an intern here at PKF Texas, especially with COVID and everything going on, my experience was a lot of work. So especially with the tax deadline being pushed back to July 15th, from the first day of our training, they were training us to come in and pretty much immediately get started working on tax returns. We weren't able to do a lot of the fun things that I know PKF had planned, but I personally enjoyed it that way because we were able to actually, it was a good chance for us to actually see what a day in the life of public accounting would actually look and feel like. I think the greatest challenge for my intern class was with a lot of PKF working from home currently. For 6 weeks we worked in the office and then 2 weeks we worked I personally worked from home. Especially with the software that PKF had, just having great people to work with, we were able to conquer those obstacles and make it a lot easier. But at first, I think that was probably a real big challenge that we had, was just being able to connect with different people. And like if I had questions, had to like schedule a meeting or message them real quick, I wasn't able to just walk over to to somebody's desk. For the interns, from the first day, we started in the office. Desks were 6 feet apart during training, and so whenever we were at our desks, we didn't have to wear masks. But whenever we went up to go to the bathroom or go downstairs to the lunchroom, we put on our masks just to practice social distancing and be safe. But most of the office, they had an option if you wanted to work from home. You could, if you want to come back to the office, then you also had that option. A lot of people did choose to just stay at home and just wanting to stay safe with their families and things. It was a small amount of people that were in the office that we interacted with every day. When we were in the office, we were practicing social distancing, wearing masks, and just making sure we were staying safe. As for me personally, I would wake up about 6:50, 7 o'clock, and so I would arrive to the office about 8 o'clock and then come in, make sure, put away general admin stuff, reply to emails, make sure or do everything that I needed to, and then pretty much at 8:15 I would pretty much be working on tax returns till about 11 o'clock. I would usually take about like a 30-minute to an hour lunch, and then I would pretty much go immediately go back into the tax returns, and then I think I didn't leave the office and at least until 6 o'clock was the earliest that I left. I mean, because it was busy season, so we were working really hard, but that was pretty much a daily thing for me, was come in and just be working on tax returns all day. That's what I liked, like actually coming and seeing what an actual day would be. And it was a busy time, but I loved it. I would say family. I got a big family vibe from just everybody that I interacted with. They really cared about you and your growth and just making sure that you learned everything. And I would say family. I really enjoyed my time at PKF. Just always be looking for work. Like I know personally, I was doing a lot of foreign things. So especially at PKF, we have a lot of variety in our clients. So you can be working on something different every single day. And I know a lot of people personally don't like foreign work, but I didn't mind doing it because I know that will make me an asset going forward. Just try to get as much of your experience. It's like, just don't do your 40 hours and leave. Like, try to do as much as you can. Like, don't make it about the money. Don't make it about anything. Just make it about maximizing your experiences so that you can be able to use this going forward in your career. You can really take a lot from this experience and really maximize your time here. Everybody was so nice. I would probably have to say the people. The people was the greatest thing, just being able to interact with people. Because I know I worked with a variety of seniors, but every single person I worked with was very, very kind. They were very open to questions. I always had a lot of questions, and I never felt like a bother to them. But they never made me feel like a bother. Whether it was a small question or a big question, they took time out of their day and just like make me feel welcome and not make it seem like it was a dumb question or anything. And they're like, no, it's a good question. Like, they want you to learn. And so just being with people that actually want to see you like grow and become better, that was probably like my favorite thing, because that's not something you're going to get everywhere. I know there's a lot more perks, but we weren't able to experience all of them since it was COVID and there weren't as many people in the office. But free parking was something amazing, because that can get very pricey, and so being able to provide the free parking. And then I love soft drinks. I love sodas. I love, the fridges downstairs are always fully stocked, and even with them being a limited amount of people in the office, Amber did a great job of keeping that stocked and making sure we had things to drink, especially in busy season. You need to make sure you have that caffeine to push you through the work, and I know it's unhealthy, but I love them. So. Probably what makes PKF Texas unique, just to go back to the people. From day one, I felt like I was a family. You know, they brought in as many people to do the trainings as possible, you know, get you familiar with everybody. Even with a small amount of people in the office, it still felt like a family. Even from the virtual app happy hours that we did on the tax deadline, you could just feel that, you know, people enjoyed working for PKF. And it wasn't just a, 9 to 5 type thing. You could tell that, they loved coming to work and they loved working with each other. And I think was probably just my favorite thing was just the people, and just to make those relationships and create those relationships with people, and just to, really feel like a family. It's like I said it 1,000 times, but that's probably just the best way to describe it. Is it was just like a family.